Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. Welcome to the Four Wall Podcast. Today I have Jin with me. Welcome.
Hello, hello. I'm just another humble traveler. Thanks for inviting me to be here.
Thank you so much for taking your time to come and hang out and chit chat. So, what is one of your favorite travel memories that you have?
Wow, there's a lot, of course, and every memory is so precious, right? When I'm asked that question, probably the first thing I think of is my time in Miami. Probably, I
Oh
know,
gosh.
I know, it's not like a foreign, like some enlightenment or anything, but it was 2019, I think it was. I had remote job at that time as an engineer. And oh, it was not 2019. It was like 2021ish because it was in COVID era.
Mhm.
And despite that, of course, I was like, well, I'm kind of bored here. I should probably, utilize this remote time somewhere else, like on Miami Beach.
Yes.
Because at the time I was based out of St. Louis, and beach sounded like a fun time, and I'm a tropical person, and I've met so many awesome people there. I think I was there for a month, maybe, in this like cute Miami hostel, and like during the day you would just work, right? And
Mhm.
hostels have this like lobbies, cute lobbies, and then you can order food or whatever. And 4 o'clock hits, you're just like, all right, what are we doing today? Just free for all. And the most fun thing about it is that people visit that hostel on South Beach. It's called Generator, which I think you would know maybe. Generator is like now all over the place, but that was the name of the hostel, and you would see just different people always every day going in and out, and every day you just meet different people, and I loved it. And people, travelers are usually like open-minded. They're there to have fun. They're there to hear, learn about some stuff, or connect. I don't know, but it was just adventures after adventures going through all corners of Miami. And some like a week later I met these people who are going to the Keys, down in the Keys, and we
Mhm.
rented a car. We drove down there for like a day trip. It's just amazing. And people who are there, like a lot of Europeans, a lot of Latin Americans, like
Mhm.
who I still keep in touch with.
That's awesome.
And I did meet my best friend, which is like, thank God I was there. I signed up for some random like hostel event. It was
Mhm.
like a beach volleyball, right? And it was scorching hot. It was like middle of July, and maybe like three people signed up. So we're there just like in the 100 degrees. We're trying to play beach volleyball, and none of us are like really coordinated. And I met this guy named Santiago, and he is another um what do you call it, nomad, digital nomad.
Nice.
And we just hit it off, and it's just like how we travel and how we navigate through lives are just exactly one to one same. And since then I've met him in different countries, like four other times. Like I met him in Spain, I met him in Ireland, London, and now I'm gonna go see him in Brazil. That's where he's at currently, in December. So that trip has made me like connected with me so many different friends, including my best friend now, and it's unforgettable memory.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But also Brazil, are you gonna be there for New Year's?
Yes. Yes. So I don't know much about like what's fun or what cities are like okay to go, because I hear
Mhm.
like some parts of Rio, some parts of Sao Paulo, a little dangerous, but I don't know how true that is. That's just the rumors on the street, on the on the internet. So if you
Yeah.
have to, I'm totally open to hear them too.
I went to Rio back in 2022, 2021, I think, 2021.
Mhm.
or 2020. No, 2022 because I was in Connecticut. 2022. And I had a great time in Rio. We really just went to the beach. We did the hike up to the huge statue, the mountain, and it was a great time. I think if you're just smart about your surroundings and you're not like super drunk at 2 a.m. wandering the streets or like trying to, you know what I mean? Like yeah, it's like any big city. Like, Europe, there's pickpocketers. Brazil, there's pickpocketers. New York, there's like you can get pickpocketed anywhere. So I think as long as you're just kind of cautious how you usually are, you'll be totally fine. And they have a great nightlife out there too, like partying out there. I heard that New Year's out there was so fun. That's actually been one of the things that I'm like, I need to go back there for New Year's because it looks like such a good time.
Right. So we're planning on that trip. I still didn't buy a ticket yet, but I probably need to figure that out. But yeah, gonna go to Rio, Sao Paulo, Florianopolis,
Um,
and gonna go switch to Argentina. So probably gonna land in Buenos Aires and Cordoba, I think.
You'll have to let me know. Argentina's definitely high on my list of places that I want to go. I feel like there's just so much. Are you gonna do a bunch of like hiking and stuff out there, you think?
We are discussing. I mean, we're there in Argentina. Might as well hit the Patagonia.
Yeah.
If we don't, when are we gonna come back?
Like, what's the point? How could you go down there and not do that? That'll be so, so fun. I
Right.
was talking to someone at work who did like 2 weeks throughout Argentina and Chile into the Patagonia, and they said it was the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. So I'm really excited to see those pictures and live through you during that time.
We'll definitely be posting. I do need to be. It's not like so. When I say budget conscious, I'm not talking about in finance. It's
Mhm.
the PTOs that I get, right? So I have about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks I can like be gone, including that Christmas time until New Year's, right? So like 18th through January 10th, maybe, probably like around those 20 days. So like now I need to like, which days are in which city, how are we getting there? Like we're in the planning phase, which is fun.
That is so fun. So who does the plan? Do you think you're more of the planner or is it Santiago that's more of the planner?
We do it both, but we're still like very flexible
Mm,
travelers. We don't most of the times it's like 50-50 as in we know if we go to this city, like for example Rio, I'm gonna go to that Jesus statue.
yeah.
But outside of that, it's free for all as in like I love going into like random bars and like talking to random bartenders about
Mhm.
all right, you've lived here for a while. What do you think what I should do actually today? And they have probably the better idea than probably ChatGPT. Like honestly, most of the times, like locals, they know what's up. So
They do, especially during that time. The weather's gonna be so nice. Oh my gosh.
yes, I can't wait. It's gonna be a big change.
That'll be so, so fun. Man, so how was Spain in traveling through Barcelona and everything?
Spain, just country of passion. I love it.
Ooh.
It's just the vibe, right? It's what I can't forget about Spain is like in during the weekdays, even like people just kind of hang out until midnight, 1 a.m. on the streets. Like you go to any downtown in the US, like walk around after midnight, everything's dead.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like I've been in like St. Louis, Detroit, even in Denver, like after midnight, people go home, there's
Mhm.
nothing to see. But I love the fact that like Madrid or Barcelona has this like little, tapas place, late night tapas place. Everyone just like gather around, just until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that's what I really, miss about Spain. It's just people are just kind of chill.
Oh my gosh. So what was your feeling between Madrid and Barcelona? Like, how did you enjoy each place like differently? Because they're really different cities, right?
Right, right, right. I think I actually liked Madrid better a little bit.
Mm.
And, it's one traveler's humble opinion. Barcelona definitely like a lot of nightlife,
Mhm.
like cities are just booming. But at the same time, there were a lot of like sketchy individuals by the
Mhm.
dock. There, and I didn't really feel the sentiment when I was there, but like I'm seeing this news about like, ooh, they don't really like tourists around there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it is now, but
Mhm.
I think Madrid had definitely more structured, like a city vibe, and the transportation was better, I guess, too.
Mm.
More like historical sites that you need to see and all that. So if I have to pick, probably Madrid, but I mean, I still have to like travel through the other like regions of Spain, but
Mhm.
so far, Madrid probably better choice than Barcelona for me at least, but could be changed. Could
Yeah, I know. I heard a lot of really good things about the coastal cities of Spain too, like southern Spain. I heard those were really beautiful and
like
had
about like Gibraltar or like God.
yeah, just like because there's a train, right, that goes like along the coast of southern Spain, and my grandmother actually did like a writer's residency out in Madrid.
Hmm.
So like she lived in Spain for like a month or two and just did like a bunch of like writing and just hung out, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And it was like a residency. She didn't get paid, but everything was paid for.
Hmm.
And I was
Hmm.
like, "Wow, like you really can travel doing anything."
Right. So I don't know if you're familiar. So back to my best friend Santiago. So he's from Chile. So he was born in the city of Santiago, and his name is Santiago. So he's like he has this like very cheesy introduction, like oh, I'm Santiago from Santiago, Chile. So like, but so he's Chile. So he has Chilean citizenship, but I found out that there's policy that Spain is trying to get all these like Latin Americans, and I don't know if it's Central Americans too, but if you have like like that Hispanic background from
Mhm.
those, you can be in Spain for 2 years, I think, and then they will give you the green card, pretty much like the residency.
Oh,
And I didn't know that, and was like, that's really good deal. Like, just
yeah.
countries to like pull these individuals. Spain is trying to pull this individual to work in their country. And it's like very chill, very relaxed about it. So
Oh,
it's like
wow.
that's nice policy.
Yeah, that's really cool. I wonder, are they having problems with like their birth rates and stuff? Is that why they're trying to do it? Or
I think so. I think so. Like much like other countries,
yeah.
including you, but I think they're trying to get all the workers, all the capable workers around those regions, bring them in to Susan.
I see. And have you made your way over to Portugal yet?
I have. So the last travel I've done, I started in London
Mhm.
and went to Porto, and from Porto to the city down south. I forget the name. And Portugal was fun. Yeah, Portugal was
Mhm.
good. A lot of seafood that I ate, but I was just like hopping around a couple cities in Portugal for 2 days. And then I had to go to Canary to get certified in that scuba diving in the middle of December. The water was a little cold, but we did it. But that was another unforgettable memory there.
What made you choose that city to do your scuba diving?
Canary
Yeah.
Island. We just heard really good things about it, I guess. Like even when I was young, like I just heard about this like ooh beautiful Canary Island,
Hmm.
going to Canaries for vacation. And then I was like, I have to check this out while I'm here. It was good. It was good. It was good. But I'm gonna have to say the best island so far in Europe, hands down, Madeira.
Really?
Madeira does not like it doesn't top any island that I've been. And have you been?
No, I haven't. I haven't really been to Europe much. The only places I've been is London and Italy.
So there's a really really cheap flight from Paris to Madeira. It's like probably $80 or something.
Oh.
But once you get there, the island itself. Let me talk about this rabbit hole of this
Yeah.
island. My favorite island. First of all, it's called Hawaii of Europe, and the name pretty much like explains itself. And the reason why I'm like really thrilled about this island is that each corner of the island, like west, east, south, north, has a little bit of different climate and different environment. So like the east side has this like really rocky formation, like you are standing on top of this like cliff of like, 1,000 foot or whatever, and just like beautiful scenery. You go down south of the island, it's like where the downtown is. And like the west side of it is like it's like a tundra. It's like very misty. Like all the petals are just running free on this like high top prairie. Like there is this like little road that goes through in the middle of the island through the west. It's one of the like most mythical environment that I've ever seen. The trees are like one of those like very squiggly looking trees,
Yeah.
and there's always mist. Like I don't know why. Like mist and trees and just cows running around everywhere, and you're just walking through this prairie, and it's just like, wait, like I'm on the same island as like a couple hours ago. Very different. Like temperature changes.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. It's speechless sometimes.
So how big is the island? Can you drive across in like a couple of hours or?
Yes, I think I don't know how like exactly, but yes,
Mhm.
it's drivable. Like if you like drive 3 4 hours, I think you can make it back.
Wow. I wonder what makes it so diverse. Like, is it the elevation or just where it's located geographically or
Yeah,
everything?
I think most has to do with that the mountains and like
Mm,
mountains kind of like overhanging the coast. I guess it's just I can't explain that. And you will if you Google Madeira and like you will see all these different types of pictures of the island, and then you'll be like, "What? It's the same place?" Because like you think about Hawaii, it's it's beach and couple volcanoes. I'm just exaggerating, but Madeira is a different like atmospheres, the island, and I really love that.
let me go ahead and add that to my list of places I need to go. That sounds beautiful.
and and it's also like it's not like there's no tourist traps, I guess, like,
Okay.
and it's much 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 cheaper than Hawaii, of course.
Oh yeah.
So definitely recommend.
Okay, very yeah.
There's this like one other thing, and I was sad that I didn't get to see it, but it's like a stairway to heaven, it's called, I think. And you are so high up in the mountains that when you get to the peak, you are above the clouds. Like you can look down and there's like clouds everywhere. You
That is
can't see
so
the
cool.
and usually people go there to watch the sunrise, like coming through the clouds, and it's
Wow. Yeah. I could like I'm imagining it right now and just seeing all the beautiful oranges and pink hues among like this beautiful white fluffy. Wow. I bet that's so beautiful.
it is. And one thing I found out is that they have little camera up on the top so that like you can see if the weather's bad, that like, oh, we can't see shit today. Might as well not go up there. Like so,
Wow.
so you can go to this like website, I forget the name of it, but you can see like the current condition of the top, what you can see, so like you don't have to make some random trips out there and get frustrated.
Yeah, I can only imagine how many stairs you're actually climbing. And if you got to the top and it's just like ugly and gray and you're out there like, this is what I came here for.
Yeah, gloomy, like no.
Oh my gosh, what a good time. I guess you'll just have to make your way back to go do that, huh?
Yep, 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 yep.
Did you do that one by yourself or were you with Santiago for that as well?
No, I was doing solo. He had some work that he had to take care of, so I was like, I'm going solo this time. So, and it was a fun time. I do not mind solo traveling at all.
What's one of your favorite places you've been by yourself?
By myself, I don't know. I mean, there's so many places. I can't say Korea, but
You can.
like Korea is my hometown, and I have so many friends there. But I do travel there by myself all the time, so
Mm-hmm.
it's always fun time there because there's so many things to do in that little one city of Seoul,
Mm-hmm.
where millions of people live there, and things are constantly popping in and out, like all the restaurants and all that. And they're usually like, not usually, but most of the times there are always 24/7 restaurants that you can get like good, decent meals
Mm-hmm.
that are not Big Macs or chicken, or chicken strip or French fries. And that's what I miss the most. Like whenever I go out in the US, the food options so limited after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we normalizing, 24/7 good restaurants? I don't know.
That's one thing I love about Koreatown here in LA is they have a few, like a good handful of spots that are open till like 3 a.m.
Mm,
It's like solid good food, and you're just like, thank God for this.
like on the menu, I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's one of the famous menu is called literally hangover soup.
Yes.
Like, name of the dish is literally hangover soup, and it's got a bunch of vegetables. Sometimes it's got like little little blood cube called like sanji, like ox blood, but I supposedly it's supposed to cure the hangover, but I don't know scientifically how true that is, but I think people actually feel better eating it after eating it.
You never put it to the test?
I've tested a lot. I mean, trust me. Like, I feel better. I feel good. I'm full and I'm happy, but I don't know. It's actually like, yes, it's breaking down all these alcohol enzymes, this ox blood and this random find in the mountains of Korea. Like, it just somehow magically cures it. I don't know.
So if one of your friends came up to you and was like, I'm going to South Korea, what are like 3 things I need to try food wise? What are you telling them to try?
First of all, you cannot be a picky eater
No.
because there are some questionable things that you need to try that's an experience. First thing that comes into mind is, and it's very controversial, it's live octopus.
Yes.
So they just bring it out and it's pretty normal. It's normalized. So you can go to any like seafood restaurant or whatever, they will have it. And it's not like big Spanish octopus. It's like a little tiny beanie, like,
Hmm.
like a maybe foot long sized octopus, and they just chop them up right in front of you. They're alive, just like chopping them alive. And when the dish is like right in front of you, the tentacles they're just like doing a little dance. It's part of the culture. You just have to try it.
And it's actually good.
You tried it?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So like, and usually you dip it in sesame oil with salt, I guess, as a dipping.
Yeah.
It's it's I don't know. It's an experience that you need to have, and I think a lot of people think that like, isn't it like so fishy and gross? But like, you don't really taste the ocean. It's very like, it's just like a fresh sushi.
Yeah, I feel
Right,
like I just felt like it was chewy. I was like, oh, this is like really chewy, but it didn't taste bad. It was just different.
right. And then it does kind of like stick to you because they
It's
have little tentacles that kind of as a last resort of they do that. Well, actually, I thought it's just a muscle twitching. So
the part that had me cracking up was using the chopsticks to try and like get them off and then like actually sticking to the plate. So you're like fighting the food to like get it off the plate.
and even in your mouth, like it's like gets stuck on the ceiling of your mouth, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's definitely one
Number
of the things.
one.
And just a lot of like, that's number one, but a lot of like seafood plays, they just cut it raw right
Hmm.
there. And I don't know why American restaurants don't have those, like, but you go to
Hmm.
Korean restaurants, usually they have like a tank, like a fish tank, like a little aquarium
Yeah.
that you pretty much get to choose like that one right there swimming across that little tank. I want that raw. And then, the owner gets just like net and then, push them up and just like, sashimi. And, I feel like those are the experiences that you need to have that like you will never get to experience that in US. I mean, everything is just like probably frozen or like shipped from some coast of whatever wherever you are, but it's never like, yes, it's a live fish in the restaurant that was breathing 5 seconds ago. I sound like a freaking barbarian, but
No, but it's true. In the flavor, you can taste it in the flavor of all the food, right? Like the freshness of it versus
right,
what you would get here in the US.
right. And people complain like, oh yeah, this like sushi is so fishy, like I can't do it. But like you go there trying Korean like a live fish right there, like it's never fishy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So octopus, a lot of live fish, a lot of seafood. Koreans have this like very creative mind. So I was just there in January, and they came up with this like bread
Mm.
that looks like a potato, and it's called potato bread, and literally just looks like a ball of potato. You eat it, it's like I can't even explain. It's literally potato, buttered up potato in a bread form. Like, I don't know how they come up with this thing, but like it's a trend. It's like a big trend now. That potato bread, definitely
Potato
try it.
bread. Okay. That I'll have to check it out the next time that I go. Hopefully it's still trending.
So it's not like they sell this like any other bakery. You have to go to I don't know where we went. I think we went to Chuncheon.
Mm.
City called Chuncheon, and I think they're the ones who just like originated this whole thing, and it became a whole trend now, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if you can find it in Seoul, but there's probably people who are selling it. Koreans are very fast, very creative.
I loved the tea in Korea too. Like every time we went to like a nice little cafe, I felt like the tea was always so fresh as well.
Right, right, right.
Like they're not giving you a tea bag. They're like actually putting things in the tea. You can see everything that the tea said was in it. It's floating. You see it.
And it's not even just like coffee shop. Every restaurant you go to, there's usually they ask you like hot water, cold water, depending on the season. But like usually they ask you like, warm water. They usually like actually what do you call it? Brew it. Like it's dedication. They have some dedication.
They do. Yeah, South Korea, that's a fun time. It's like a nice trip too. There's just so much to do and so much to see.
Were you in Hongdae?
Of course.
Have you met
Of
some
course.
Hongdae boys?
No.
I mean, probably the experience, but you didn't miss much. But there's a lot of it's interesting because I when I went there was a lot of like Hongdae boys and the Itaewon boys. It's a lot of the stereotypes. It's you'll be surprised.
Gosh. Yeah, we actually didn't. I don't know. We had a good time. We didn't really. I think we went out one night, but we didn't really like party.
Gotcha.
Even though we probably should have experienced it because I know it's a vibe. But we had met up. We met a friend Nara when me and my friend Maria were in Singapore. We all met at like this really cool like bar called Penicillin that has like crazy drinks and stuff like that. So when we had gone, we met up with Nara because she's from South Korea and she like took us to a restaurant. And after we went to like a bar that was around there, but then she had to work the next morning, and she was like, "No, I can stay out. We can keep going." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Don't you have to work tomorrow?" And she's like, "Oh, that's okay. Like we do this all the time."
And it's actually true. Like, and it's like this is kind of like a double-edged sword. I have a lot to say about this Korean culture. First of all, if you are like a working person in Korea, you are expected to like stay late, right? It's just
Mm.
12-hour shift for like normal, worker, totally expected. Like, so people will stay until like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m.
Dang.
What's worse is that if your supervisor is like, all right, let's go get some drink or dinner. You have to go. Like You have to go. And that kind of culture has been around for a long time, and I think it's changing and it's getting better. This like work and life balance little bit, but still it's very bad that when supervisor or like your boss is like, well, gotta go drink, and then you just have to go. I mean, otherwise they will just like think that you're an outsider, like doesn't
Dang.
matter if you're like a good worker, like, you know achievers or whatever. If you're not there at that like gathering of like eating or drinking, like they just get a little, outside it, I guess. Yeah, it's so they have been trained to be like drink, drink, drink until like 10 p.m., go to bed, start 6 a.m. again, all over. Like, and it's it's crazy. It is just crazy, but also it's one of the reasons why like Korea is so small of a country, but like people work crazy to be like, now we're competing with like top nations, and it's a little double-edged sword.
Yeah. Oh goodness. And it's like something that like I would have never known had like you or Nara not said something to me about that kind of culture because it's like how would like that's definitely not our culture in America.
No. When I was in after graduation, I worked for this little Korean company in Detroit, and it was like a Korean company, like a R&D, like design team is in Korea, but they're exporting their goods to, the OEMs in Detroit, like the Ford, GM, Chrysler, right?
Mhm.
So it was like a Korean supplier company that I got into right after graduation. And even when they're in America, this Korean culture has like permeated through this like small small group of us. So like you have to be at the work at 8 a.m. So if I get in like 8:05, my supervisor's like, "So why you late? What happened?" And I'm like, "It's just 5 minutes. Chill out."
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
And
that's intense.
yeah, and so I had to work with the R and like the designing team back in Korea,
Mhm.
right? So we had a lot of communication, and I would come in at like 7 a.m. one day, right? And at the time, because our hours are different, 12 hours different at the time. Hard to keep track because there's like, daylight saving, and like there's different time zones in the US. But I think at the time it was like 12 to 13 hour difference,
Mhm.
from Detroit to Seoul, right? So I come in 7 a.m., and it's supposed to be like 8 p.m. in Korea. This one designer above me is like still working, and I'm like, what? Why are you online? What's going on? And then he just like nonchalant. He's just nonchalant, just messaging me like, I mean, it's my work, whatever. It's fine. It's just for the grind. He says, or like he doesn't really think about it. He just works like that, and it's the expectation there. Just
Dang.
different different type of working culture.
Yeah, I see why they go hard now. You have to make up for all those extra hours you have to work.
But like it's not even it's unthinkable in American culture. Like, yo, 5 p.m. hits, like don't text me, don't I don't want to hear from you ever until tomorrow. So
D&D for sure.
right. But there it's just like if boss calls you like 9 p.m., and if it's not even like, ooh, like medical emergency. Like if you're a doctor, I
Mhm.
would understand. This is literally just, office worker in an engineering firm. Like you're expected to work like that. It's kind of unfair, but it's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah. So you kind of moved around a lot after graduation, right? To a few new cities with
Yeah,
jobs. How do you go about making new friends in those cities?
this is a really good question. I tend to go join a lot of different sports leagues. I'm a very active person, so like I go find some soccer pickup,
Hmm.
ultimate frisbee pickups, and those people, ultimate frisbee people, usually kindest, and
Really?
yeah, they're very embarrassing. This like I've tried this multiple times. Like you go to any like basketball pickup, let's say, people are
Mhm.
mean. People are like they will just like throw you elbows and like call fouls, call you names, but like
Yeah.
play ultimate frisbee, like because the spirit of the game is like, no contact, no
Mhm.
referee, so like people are chill, so like, people are more socializing, I guess. But I definitely use that platform of just like sporting activities, random pickups, soccer, basketball, whatever. And it's good to stay active and find people who are being active as well. So it's usually good platform, and I've been making a lot of friends through this bunch of cities in the US have this app called Volo.
Mm.
Volo is like a platform app where you can sign up for league or pickup games in every part of city in every sport pretty much. So you kind of pick up like you go on your app and then see today there's a volleyball pickup in, north side of the city,
Mhm.
and you just show up and then you just, meet people, play, have fun.
Oh,
Yeah, and I know for sure Washington, like the DC has it, Denver
mhm.
has it here, some other cities have it, but it's I've been using that app a lot. Pretty helpful. Pretty
Yeah, I
helpful.
think I'm gonna have to download that because I've been wanting to get into like a women's basketball league or a women's soccer league out here. Because there's so many options, and I'm just like, oh, like I always see the men playing, but I'm like, where are the women at? So I don't really want to play with men.
Usually it will tell you when you sign up, like this is like for women only.
Oh,
The organizers like a option to put the event for co-op for everybody or like just women, I guess.
and the app is free, or is it like a membership thing?
No, so like I think you get like free trials for a couple weeks or something,
Hmm.
but like a $20 a month.
Oh, dang. But it's worth it.
I think it's worth it. It's
Okay.
worth so much worse than like any other gym membership that I have.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it gets you connected with like a lot of active people,
Mhm.
and
And is it
also
usually? Go ahead.
what was that?
Oh, I was gonna ask, is it usually like a wide range of age? Like, is there a lot of like a older and younger, or?
Yeah, it depends. It's just wide range. Anything from like early 20s to 40s.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I've used a lot of meetup groups as well.
Hmm.
Have you been to one? Like, have you used it?
I haven't. I know my friend Kamal that lives out here. She did something like that where like a group of them got together somewhere in LA, and it was like a bunch of like five random strangers or something like that. And she said it was a great time.
So the Meetup app is like it's not really it could be about sports, but it
Hmm.
could be, variety of other interests, right? It could be a book club, it could be let's learn about AI together, or like
Hmm.
or let's just go get drunk at this bar at 7 p.m. So like it's got much variety of like categories that you can pick from. When I was in St. Louis too, like I've met really good friends through that app. Caveat though, same thing with everything is that, there are a lot of weirdos out there on the internet. And, you know, every new group that you join, first of all, don't be fearless, don't be a
Hmm.
stranger. You just say hi, see what happens, right? But you have to realize, not everyone is going to be your friend. And
Yeah.
it's important to kind of like have that mindset of like, all right, I'm here. I'm looking for my people.
Hmm.
And you're just like saying hi and go through them one by one. I like to recruit my core people so that if if I go join like random group, like let's say the group was like a bar hopping at this like at a
Hmm.
bar, theme is this or whatever, and there's like maybe 40 people show up, 50 people show up. I go say hi and then do some talks, and you pick out your cool people, and from there you talk to them individually afterward. Yes, here's what going on. I doing that too a couple times, and it's always fun. It's always fun to connect with people. Like-minded people.
Yeah, I like that. I might have to download that, especially the Volvo one, right? Like
VOLO, Volo.
Volo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one. That sounds really nice because, it's always hard when you move to a new city and you're like, I want to go do something, but like you don't necessarily have enough people to go. Like, you're like, I don't even know who to invite.
right, right. Yeah.
And so what? Oh, go ahead.
No, and there's multiple strategies, right? But it's always like you have to be open-minded, like a good traveler, of course.
Mhm.
You might meet someone, but he's not gonna be best friend. But keep him around to see what kind of friends he's got. You expand your boundaries, and it's one of those things. It's sometimes it's just numbers game to make friends. So
Yes, it's never a bad thing to know more people, especially in a new city. You never know, like, who's gonna be able to, rise to the occasion and be the chosen one. I feel like you're going through and you're like, who's the chosen one tonight? Like, who's gonna be my friend?
right, right. And usually at that point, you have this like group chat of like some random people, and like now you're like blasting through. I'm gonna hike this this weekend. Who's gonna want to come? And it's always fun time. It's always like on their availability as well,
Hmm.
not the quality of their friendship.
That's terrible.
No, but listen, like you figure out, and it's like essentially giving them a second chance as well, right? Like first impression, you don't know. You don't know it like
Yeah.
everything, right? But then as you meet them, you kind of figure out, wait, this guy's actually not that bad, and like, and I've plenty of occasions like that too. So
You are so funny. I can't wait till one of them hears this and they're just like, so, were you talking about me?
I was just fool. I was just a little card that you play with. No, like no, it's fine. Like, but usually I'm pretty open about that too. And I do this whenever I meet new people.
Hmm.
Get weird. Here's where I am, just looking for friends. I know I'm not a perfect person, and then I get weirder and weirder, and just bring up some controversial topics, and then if they can hang, they'll stay around.
That's a good way to weed them out, Bring
No,
up a
it's
few controversial topics here and there. And they're like, all right, you can hang out. Like, we can hang.
right, right. But it's usually like you can spot them. It doesn't take like 2 minutes to be like, like in that kind of category.
Yes, there's
Right. And usually it's weird. It's the weirdest approach that I have is like, the more you risk it, the riskier topic is, the more likely that I'll meet my best friend. It's weird. It's weird. It's just how it works. And I do that all the time. And I've met I've met this guy, Christian, in Chicago, and it was through some Catholic events or something like that. We were just like after event, we were just hanging out, a bunch of us, and we're just cracking jokes. And I started kind of like roasting him just first time, not meeting, not meet, I've never met this guy, but
yeah,
like, I don't know what I went after, but like, I probably had his hair, or like, I made some like funny comments, not rude,
yeah,
not like, oh, you ugly, but like, your hairstyle, let's hear it. Like, very vague, but like,
yeah.
you know, very roasting way. And then he started giving me shit, and then we just like went back and forth, and we like we would like throw some shades, and then we'd be like, ah, yeah, I'm joking, I'm sorry, right? And then at some point I started saying, like, if we're gonna be best friends like this, just don't even apologize, because that's what best friends do.
I
And
feel
we
like I'm
become best.
gaining really good insight into like the male mind, like how
Yeah,
men make friends.
yeah, it's very simple minded, it's very
I don't think I could ever think of a time where like I went up to another woman and I was like, your hair, like that we
no,
would
I
not
feel
be friends.
No, so like what I'm gauging here is that, like, can you be able to take whatever's going on and dish it back, Like,
Yeah.
do you have that? That's important.
It is. It is. I think I'm not I think you have a good method going on. I think if it's working for you, don't change it, you know?
Yeah, I don't
It,
know,
it seems like you've got, great pals, you've got great travel adventures by yourself, and you've got best friends that make it when they can.
it's been working all right. It's been working all right. And usually like the other party as in like the other stranger, if they recognize it too, they're like, "Wait, this is something we never, interacted before. This is interesting." And then they're like, "All right, we'll give it a try." And we usually know like we can be best friends. Yeah.
So, what other travels do you have planned for next year? Like, what are you looking forward to after Brazil and Argentina?
So after Brazil and Argentina, my PTO will probably hit zero. At that point, I'll probably start accumulating again, but it doesn't take that much.
Mhm.
But after that, it's gonna be like probably April-ish. I am gonna go visit Santiago in Barcelona.
Nice.
Yes. From there, I really want to go travel to like Southeast Asia because I've never
Mhm.
have Thailand and Vietnam. So like those countries have been on my list for a while, but like every time I have PTO, I just go to Korea because like my mom's there,
Yeah.
all my are there. It's so fun, But then I'm like, wait, there's other countries, so maybe a couple days in you know Seoul, and from flight from Seoul to like Vietnam or Thailand is relatively cheap than from
Mhm.
here to Thailand. So maybe I'll just lump it all together in May, maybe like June-ish around. But that's my next. But that's I don't even think about like after 4 months. That's like eternity for me, all right? I'm always listen, I'm going to Brazil next month. I haven't even planned it.
I
So
haven't even
there's
booked your flight yet.
there's no reason to talk about next year. No, like let me focus on Brazil, Argentina first, okay? And figure out.
Man.
We'll let the next year worry about next year.
So, how do you pick places that you want to go that you've never been?
Hmm. It's just, probably like internet and
Mm.
what from other travelers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's always like, things that you need to do in Europe, like there's always
Mm-hmm.
like, first I need to see Eiffel Tower. Like, those are the things that like, okay, you need to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but that's important things, right? That's just like, people talk about the difference between like travelers and tourists and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's what tourists care about, is that I just want to hit this Vatican Church, or like,
Mm-hmm.
this London Tower, and that's not what I'm worried about, right? I'm worried about, if I'm there, what kind of experience I'm gonna get, and importantly, what kind of people am I meeting? Like, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if you ask me, like, why do you travel so much, right? Or what do you really enjoy about traveling? And it's not about going to this like historical temple and watching through the paintings of thousands of years ago. Like, sure, but I can do that online. I can do that in library. I'm there to like connect, right? Like at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, I the reason why I travel is like to meet my people, right? And it's, I guess, so in that regard, to me, destination is really not important, right? It's not like I have to be there, because what I really care about is like the people that that I'm gonna meet on the way. So like, I guess my mind doesn't really go for like I have to be there. It's more of, all right, well, I'm there. What kind of things I'm gonna be doing and what kind of people I'm gonna be meeting. So so yeah, I guess that's my answer to where do I
I
go
like
next.
that. Yeah, that's really beautiful. And I think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of people too, because it just changes how you kind of move through the vacation, where like some people have this packed itinerary, right? And then they don't really get to enjoy the city for what it is, or the area, because they're so busy. Like, I have to get here at 10, and then by 10:30 I have to be here, and you miss so much between the rushing.
Right, right. The flexibilities are important. And when you're solo traveling, you don't really have to worry about it. But like if you're traveling with someone, it's important, right? Because like they have something else. So like, and even then, like, hopefully you're traveling with like-minded people, friends
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and they'll be able to like, I'm okay with that, and like do whatever feels right,
Yeah.
and I just want to give you this story of like, I think I was in Lima, I think,
Mm.
and we were at this, like, me and my buddy, and we were in the like downtown Lima. There's like a mountain. It's like a almost like a trash mountain, and like it's tall. So it's not like the scenery was like the great or the best,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like I keep thinking about the conversations that we had just going through this like some deserted mountain or whatever, and that's what sticks, and that's what like really makes me happy when I think about it. It's like, wow, we did that, like, this. So like, back to that point of like, it's really about the company that you're with, and it's not it's not
Not
about the
so much the
destination,
destination. Oh,
not about the journey, not about the destination. It's about the company.
oh, I love that. That's really good advice, especially traveling with people that are of like mind and that have the same kind of, I want to say like speed. I feel like that's like the speed of like how you travel, like because some people, the really quick people that like just want to speed through everything versus like the
Gotcha.
people
Yeah.
that are like, let me just look at the flowers and smell the coffee. So I feel like that's how I kind of like test the waters with people too. If I'm gonna travel with them, I'm like, how do you kind of move through things? Because I don't want to rush the whole day.
Right, right. You're totally right. My sister is one of those like type A, like every hour should be planned. I've made
Hmm.
reservations here, here, here. And I go, I'm okay with it. I'm totally
Hmm.
okay with just like, and cuz I love it. I love just like following through the plan, or I have no idea what I'm doing today, but Jesus take the wheel.
I feel like I'm the same way. Like if I go with someone and they're like, I would really like to plan this, I'm like, all right, cool. You got it. You plan it. I'll show up. But please do not ask me to plan it for you because
Have you ever
we're going with how I feel that day.
Have you ever had that like conflict where like, I really want to see this, and then they're like, no, I don't know, like I don't know if I want, like, have you ever encountered that situation?
No, not really. Like, when I've traveled with other people, for the most part, there's always been, if it's just me and one other person, we usually have already traveled somewhere together. So, like, we pretty much can already gauge. And most of the people that I travel with are travelers themselves and do things themselves. So, it's like if
Hmm.
one person doesn't want to do it, the person that wants to go do it just does it. And there's no conflict. It's just like, okay, like, I'll be back, like, share your location. Have a great day. We'll meet up later.
Right,
So I think that's kind of like with the getting to know who you're traveling with, right? Like, are they able to go do something? Like, if they really want to do something and you don't, is that going to be a problem? Because, a lot of people don't feel comfortable doing stuff like that alone. So, like, if you're going to go, like, I've traveled with somebody who, like, she wasn't comfortable. Like, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that in like a negative regard. It's just a difference of personalities and how we travel.
right,
But like
right.
she would just not do anything by herself. And so, that's just something to take in consideration because now you have to be more considerate of what they want as well. Because if they're going to just
Hmm.
do everything you want, you also have to make that leeway for them, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, having good travel companions, it's important. It's important.
It is. What's some advice that you would give somebody that's new to traveling if they were to come and ask you?
I guess I'll go back to the very like the belief that I have about travelers is that you travel because you want to learn, you want to explore, right? So
Mhm.
like, with whatever situation you're in, be open minded, right?
Mhm.
I sound like a little Hongdae boy. Are you open minded? Like, but not in that way. I mean, in a way that like, if it challenges your previous thought about something, and you know that you're sure about this thing, second guess it again, and then think about it, and just try to be open. I'm gonna give you an example because my friend that I used to travel with, he is not big fan of like guided tours, right? So
Mhm.
whenever guided walking tours and that you have to pay like maybe $10 or whatever, and then
Mhm.
you learn about like he doesn't really like that, because he, he's in his mind traveling should be about like exploring, learning by yourself, and like not
Mhm.
not I guess confined by other people's schedule, right? And there's pros and cons about that, right? I mean, of course, like learning doing things on your own outside of the guide or like, should be totally okay. And also being like tour guide, like you will hear about all the information that you never heard, you never hear
Mhm.
on your own. So, like there's pros and cons in both. So like don't be stuck in the idea of like, oh, I don't like tour guide, or oh, I don't like being by myself, just
Mhm.
exploring alone, because like both have infinite possibilities. Maybe you will meet the love of your life, in tour guide, maybe, or maybe you will meet the love of life, being in the museum of like,
Mhm.
for Florencia. I don't know. So like, don't have this like reservedness of like, well, it based on this, like, maybe this, maybe that. Like, just try to be open minded. Go with your go with like your heart tells you, right? But most importantly, be safe, right?
Yes.
Don't do like maybe it's a good idea to go to this dark park at 4 a.m. Like, yeah, don't do that. I mean, in the realms of common sense, follow
Yeah.
your
Like the way I see it is like if you wouldn't do this at home, don't do it abroad. And sometimes
right,
even if you would do it at home, you probably should not do it abroad.
right,
Depending on your level of like I
right.
can win the world.
Yeah, I do agree. But funny thing is though, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's interesting, and this is another topic. It's weird that like whenever I'm home, like home based home, like
Mhm.
I don't have like, whoa, like I'm gonna go talk to people, like it's
Mhm.
weird that like every time out traveling, I just like, so what's good, just like start talking to random people. And like so you mentioned like don't do this when you when you are not at home, like that kind of like contradicts here, but I should be better about um being more, I guess, exploring and like, not reserved at home. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're home, you're kind of just like comfortable, right? You have your
Right.
routine, you have your friends. You're not really in that mode of like everything is new and childlike and I want to, there's not that level
Mm-hmm.
of curiosity after a while, I think. And maybe that's the key. You're like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have my friends. I have my Volo
No,
apps."
no, you can have more.
Oh my gosh,
Uh,
thank you so much.
oh,
That was so Yes. One more?
there's an there's another one that I've lived by when I'm traveling. Before we finish up, but I love at the end of the day, kind of like yourself, like what have I learned? What have I learned today? Just
Yes.
walking around the park or whatever. What have I actually learned? And it doesn't have to be a journal, long journal, but
Mhm.
just like I learned this, and you write that down every day. And at the end of the day, like at the end of the trip, you look at it, it's like, wow, like I learned a lot, like,
Yeah.
and it's been super eye opening. And one of the key takeaways from the recent trip that I've taken in Europe was that I cherish like sunrise and sunsets. Like I
Mm.
just love like looking at it. And it's weird that like when I'm traveling, I look for those moments like sunrise, sunset.
Mhm.
It's exciting. But like I come home, it's like I never see the sunrise. I never see like,
Really?
well, it's like I wake up maybe 7 a.m. It's already up. I don't anticipate the moment. But like
Mm.
you go travel, like you like, oh wait, sunrise, this is the moment, like. And I feel like I wrote that down when I was traveling, like I should be really like start cherishing every sunset, every sunrise, like I'm traveling back at home. And it's been really like it's been making me grateful about every day too. So
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love
yeah,
that. I feel like I kind of fall into the same thing where it's like unless I like actively go to like seek it out, I don't really I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's go see sunset today." But if I'm like, "Oh, like it does look like a beautiful sunset." Like unless I'm like actually like, yeah, that's I also fall
right,
into that same pattern. That's crazy. 'Cause yeah, I'm
right.
a sunset sun like at home, I will not be waking up at 3 a.m. to do a sunrise hike.
No,
But
definitely not.
abroad, I'll be there. 3 a.m. My shoes are on. Like so yeah, that's really I'm gonna steal that from you. I like that. And I like the journal thing too of writing down, especially when you're like going back to reminisce and like think about it. You're like, wow, yeah, I really like that. Thank you for sharing that.
Of
That's a
course, of
good
course.
one. Thank you for sharing everything, actually. This has been so fun and so nice catching up with you.
Oh yeah, I'm a yapper.
I'm gonna end